Hello everyone, welcome to Luxury Cloud's podcast. I'm Sudhanshu Jaipuria, founder of Luxury Cloud, which is actually born out of travel Oytser, and I have my father with me, Amesh Jaipuria, who's the founder of travel Oytser, and we have two lovely people here from 1524 Delhi, Karan and Aakriti. Thank you so much for
Hi.
joining.
Thank you so much for having us.
Nice.
More than 1524, they are representing the Mandarin Oriental group. So,
Yes,
which is
we do.
actually more important than that.
Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having us.
No, thank you so much. So I'd just like to know a little bit about you. You know, we can tell our viewers about your company, your journey in the travel industry.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah, we'd love to. So 1524 or 1524 Delhi is a luxury lifestyle services company and marketing firm. And we offer, amongst our other services, we offer sales and marketing and PR services to hotel companies, so luxury hotel brands and exceptional independent hotels
Yeah.
from India and from across the world.
Wow.
And along with that, we also offer a very carefully curated collection of exceptional boutique hotels
Yeah.
and villas and estates to for our discerning clients. Again, as I said, within India and overseas. We have been in business for a little over a decade now.
Oh wow, fantastic.
And we're based in Delhi, as,
Yeah.
as you mentioned. We're based here. We've been in business for about a little over a decade. Well, we both actually have been in business for a whole lot longer than that.
Wow, fantastic.
But half, if Karan has 40 years in the industry, I have 20.
20.
But just to clarify, yes.
You don't have to disclose your age, it's fine.
Thankfully, yes, thankfully.
Because I realized where she was going with this
So I'm
conversation.
definitely fine.
No, but what we are also pleased and we are sort of grateful for is that we work with select clients.
Yeah.
And we work with some of the marquee hotel
Yeah.
brands and some of our clients are some of
So
the most
if you could name some of the brands that
some
you
of the
work
most
with.
iconic hotel brands and
Yeah.
companies across the world. We are the sales and marketing representative in India for Mandarin Oriental Hotel Group.
Wow.
That's most important.
And yes, so that's something that we're very proud and very
Iconic
privileged
brand.
to be.
And they've been working with you guys for over a decade now, which obviously shows that
Yes, over a decade
the
as well.
passion that you may have put in promoting the brand in the Indian market, because I think it just put a footprint. It has
We're
taken a long time.
very privileged to be
Yeah.
to be the sales and marketing representative here in India. It is indeed one of the most iconic hotel brands in the world.
Yeah.
And then we work with exceptional independent hotels as
Yeah.
well. We work with the Nautilus Maldives. I mean, just to name a few.
Yeah, of course.
The Dana Langkawi.
Yeah.
We also work with Pilangi Beach Resort and Spa Langkawi. And we've also started working with a very interesting river cruise line in India, Zantara River Cruises. So yes, we work with them, and then along with this, we work with a number of boutique properties,
Wow.
wildlife as well as heritage.
So who are these clients of yours? I mean, when you talk of end consumer, how do you see the evolvement of the Indian industry into luxury? I mean, you have been in the industry more than my age, I feel. So just want to know.
Let's not go there again.
Not really, but I can talk about it.
You're
So
dating
just
me.
want to know as to how have you seen the Indian clientele, transiting into what India is today in terms of luxury travel?
Well, I'll tell you what we have seen, and I think this is so. India has always had clients who've known luxury. In the past, and as the economy has been evolving,
Right.
it started as a very thin sliver.
Right.
When we speak about luxury, we're talking about clients who, the sort of clients who know and use brands like Mandarin Oriental.
Yeah.
But what we have seen over the years, and this is also a fact, it's a known
Right.
fact, that since about 2010, I remember when we were looking at it in 2010 or 2011, there used to be about 49 billionaires in India.
Right.
And as of last year, the recorded it's at 281 billionaires.
Wow, that's a
We are number
fantastic
3 in the world after USA and China.
Wow.
And Delhi and Bombay are the two cities amongst the 10 in the world with the fastest growing billionaire population.
Nice.
So with this, and I won't only just touch on the billionaires, I don't want to only touch on the billionaires, but alongside one of the
Yeah.
other things that
Right.
we do see and we've experienced, all of us together experiences that
Yeah.
there's a very, very rapid growth in the ultra high net worth
Right.
Indians.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think as of last year, they're saying that now we have over 13,000.
Wow.
And in the next 5 years, they're saying this 13,000 is going to grow 40%. Well, it's anyway, it's going to go to 19,000
Wow.
plus.
That's a fantastic.
So with this, what we have seen and what we have actually experienced over the last 4-5 years
I
is
think
this sliver has grown
Yeah.
rapidly.
It's wider now.
It's
Yeah.
grown. So
Yeah.
now that sliver has actually become a slice,
Right.
if I may say.
Yeah.
And I think the appetite for luxury, and not just luxury in terms of, oh, what fancy hotel, but
Right.
just luxury in terms of the kind of holidays, the
Yeah.
kind of destinations and experiences that people go
That's
for.
what they're looking for.
Especially dining.
Yeah.
They don't now mind spending $500
On
per
a
person
meal. Yeah.
on a meal.
Yeah. True.
So I think that is the kind of growth, especially
Correct.
with the Mandarin and the journey that we've had over
Yeah.
the last
Yeah.
decade.
Yeah.
We've sort of seen the evolving consumer.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, because there was a time even when I was coming into the industry with that. The concept of luxury was any Hyatt hotel which could be about $350-$500.
So, earlier, 20 years down the line, I used to make a plan for a family. Then I used to recommend, okay, you're staying in a 4-star hotel. At least one location you stay in a good 5-star hotel instead of having a higher 4-star. Take the lowest room in the 5-star hotel. So that was the luxury thing. Now the luxury thing is that they say that I want this hotel and I want this suite. And another question is that how many dining options the hotel has,
Exactly.
which, as
Yeah.
you said, that they spend a lot on dining.
I mean, in fact, we have repeat clients across, and some of them are your clients, and some of the others who come back and they have a particular room number. They want to go
Yeah. True.
and
Yeah, that's
stay
true,
in the
that's true.
same room they stayed, or the
That's
suite
true.
they stayed
Yeah.
in, and they want the same table at the same
Yeah.
restaurant that
Yeah.
they like eating in, because that for them is
I think
comfort,
the
and that is also their
Indian clients have
luxury.
realized that luxury is not just a fancy looking hotel, but it's much more than that. And I think it's the people which actually create luxury experience, which is why probably they like the same room and the same table because probably they have the same servers also who recognize them. And they know the dishes that they want, so
Exactly.
that's what they've got the taste of, I would say.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I think one way we can say that is that in India, as it has evolved, luxury has just gone from a perception of opulence
Yeah.
to experience.
Exactly.
So it's not just opulence in terms of the way
It looks
built,
beautiful.
but it's the experience.
Yes.
And Indians, as we again, wealthy Indians know service.
Yeah.
They have service in their homes.
Yeah.
They're used to being looked after.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are the things that they now expect. And I think world hospitality brands are beginning to realize this about Indians, that
True.
Indians understand service. It is something that is it's regular for them. It's not a dining has become a very interesting, has become an integral part of holiday.
They
It's so
actually,
important.
they actually book restaurants as soon as they book hotels.
Yeah.
Or before. So
Or
we have
before,
clients
yeah.
who have a list of restaurants, say, okay,
Yeah.
we've got reservations here. This to this date, like Tokyo, for example, right
Yeah.
now has come back in vogue, I would say again. And people are going back to, dine, and then the hotel sort of comes into the picture.
Exactly.
It's the same that I think across Asia, there's sort of a rediscovering hotels, and Michelin stars, of course, are a big draw to that. And
Yeah.
Mandarin, I have to say, I mean, it's one of the it's one of the largest highest number of Michelin star restaurants as a group,
Right.
as one group alone. So that works very well again with the Indian affluent consumer.
That's
One of the challenge as a tour operator with us is now we need to figure it out at which room connects to which suite and which suite connect to another room. So this is the
Yeah.
typical demand of the family, and these things are not available online. So to always get in touch with people like you or the hotel directly who help us in figuring out these things.
Definitely.
At some point of time,
Yeah.
I had to change hotels because
Yeah.
internet was not possible.
So in Mandarin, I have to say, and especially the newer hotels, and some of our older properties as well, connecting rooms is something that they really look at.
Exactly.
Very,
This is-
so in
this
Dubai,
is-
we've got, I think, 70% of our room
Yeah,
options
they
actually
connect a
interconnect.
lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great for families, as you mentioned, because when they're traveling, again in Switzerland, in Madrid, we've been in Europe as well, many of properties, we've got the suite and room, all the room and room options.
True.
And though that's there even on our website to look at. But yes, of course, you have to speak to the
Yeah.
hotels to get the exact
Yeah.
confirmation that this room is
And
connecting.
I think one of the nice things of this, as you touched upon, it's something we've noticed and we feel nice about also, is that with this, the role of the travel designer,
Right.
a good travel
Yeah.
agent
Yeah.
has come back to the forefront. You know, in the middle, people used to think that with internet,
Yeah.
the role will get diminished and people will go book their hotels and such. But people have actually realized, and especially post-COVID,
Yeah.
they have realized that you need to work with a professional.
That 100%.
People like you actually go and experience, you go and recce the places, you know it.
Exactly.
And you can actually go back and put your
And
hand
thanks
on
to
the
you
heart and
guys
Yeah.
for taking us to your beautiful properties, because without that support, we would have not been able to tell the consumer what is the right property for them. Because it's not necessary that if it's expensive, it's good for them. It's very important to understand the clientele, whether it's a family, whether it's a business travel, or it could be anything.
So you're absolutely right. I think this is a partnership.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
between the hotels, between our travel partners.
Yes.
I mean, I think we all we must work jointly to build that
Right.
experience.
And I think the
Because-
more high-end the client is, when I say when he wants a better hotel and better good service, the lesser they go online, because
Yeah.
they want
They want
somebody
to
who
figure it
can
out.
really understand them.
Yeah.
True, and I
So,
think-
so sorry.
Yeah,
as well.
sorry.
So basically, what I'm client, we try to give that service what they get at the hotel, to give them that service from now, and that's what the expectation is today from the UHNIs from India, that they want to know everything now. They don't want any
Exactly.
surprises. The EAs who are handling their boss's
Mm.
bookings, they want to ensure that the boss has a smooth check-in to experience, to the view, and the same room if they want, and so on.
Aakriti, what will be your Mandarin's newest properties upcoming now?
So Mandarin has a lot in the pipeline. So there is a new, we've had a new CEO since 2023, and it is a very ambitious sort of, aim
Growth
to
plan.
growth plan. So we were 40 hotels last year. We are now looking at going to 18 the next 10.
Wow.
So we're on a good sort of trajectory, because we're opening 3 new properties this year. So Vienna, Mandarin Oriental Vienna should be opening in Q1 sometime. Punta Negra, Mallorca should open again within the year. We're looking at a new property in the Dolomites,
Oh, wow.
which should open in time for the Winter Olympics 2025. So this year looks busy. We have a lot more, many
Yeah.
Mandarin Orientals for you to sell to your clients, and for you to visit as well, of course.
Which is your favorite property?
Oh, that's a very tricky
Yeah,
question.
I know that. I was thinking that question is very difficult to.
Which of your child is your favorite child?
Yeah.
But Mandarin has such amazing hotels, I think. In Asia, if you were to look at Bangkok, at the Mandarin Oriental
Yeah.
Bangkok is a legendary.
Yeah,
property.
even
It's-
I would change this question as
Mm.
whatever Mandarin you have visited, which one is your best experience?
Again, very difficult.
Yeah.
With Mandarin, it's not like they're all. It's not cookie cutter. Each
Yeah.
hotel-
Yeah, which is
One of the very interesting things, or one of the core attributes, if I may say, for Mandarin is that each hotel has a sense of place,
Yeah, that's true.
and each hotel is unique in its own.
They all
in its
have their
way.
own,
And
unlike. Yeah.
there's something unique with each property that
Yeah.
you go to.
That's true.
You know.
I was just
And-
going to say that,
Just-
so I have experienced that every time you go to from one Mandarin property to another, you feel that can't get any better. And then you go to the next one,
Next
and
one.
you like, okay, it can't get any better than that. Because each one of them attribute to a very unique experience.
Yeah.
So I think,
I
I
think
think rightly
locations
said.
of Mandarin are really very important. They're really.
It is really, I mean, the fact that you mentioned that one of their core attributes and what they call it the key brand attributes, hallmarks, location is key.
Yeah.
To where they come up with it. If it's a new hotel, or if they, it's a project that they are taking over. So location is really very important, for a Mandarin Oriental. Along with, of course, the spa, the service levels, the dining. So these are the 4 things they know they have to get it right. And that's something that people recognize the brand for, and they come back to the brand.
yeah.
Yes, and I think consistency.
Yeah.
is one thing that you can say that is across, and it's it's just, I may say is this commitment to being exceptional, which is extraordinary, and which is consistently visible, and you feel that across
Yeah.
the brand wherever you go.
Yeah, and in fact now they've actually taken over the private home portfolio. So
Oh,
now
wow.
they call exceptional homes. So the Mandarin Oriental now has 28 exceptional homes
Wow.
across the globe, which again going in with the demand of the luxury
The
consumer.
luxury.
This is something that they've seen, and that's something that they're actually delivering on as well. So
Yeah. Nice.
they're definitely in tune with what the consumer is looking for.
Okay, let me ask you a fun question now. Experiences over the years, which is the funniest incident that you can think of, a client who's ultra demanding for no reason, and how you handle that situation? Was he satisfied by the end of it or not? I'm sure you have encountered many weird requests or challenges.
I'm sure they are satisfied. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, I'll tell you, to be honest, yeah, well,
Because these are the things which drive us, every day when we talk at home, we go, okay, why this is what he meant and this is what he wanted, and these are the weird things.
Well, yeah, there are
There's a
few-
number of requests, and I tell you, the interesting thing with all these requests is that each of them is important to the client.
Yes.
From their perspective, it is very, very important. It is
Yeah.
very core to
Yeah.
their happiness or to what they are seeking at that point
Right.
in time. So, no, I have actually. That's a whole afternoon conversation.
That's what I was
I've been
thinking.
at this for about over 40 years now in the hotel industry,
Yeah.
and we do meet. It's a people business.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And it's a people business. It's also managing the environment for the people,
Right.
for our guests. So yeah, they're very interesting.
I think one example that I could give you is we have a very regular guest. He comes to us and stays with us across
Yeah.
Mandarin Oriental. In London as well, there is a certain suite that he
Yeah.
likes.
Yeah.
And that suite number, not just the suite,
Yeah.
the suite number, right? He wants to stay there. And we've been able to sort of accommodate that request 90% of
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
But there was this one time where we couldn't. We had a premiere from one of
Yeah, delegation.
a delegation from a very key country where now you can't move.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you can't
yeah.
move those rooms. But we managed, and the hotel managed to sort of,
Yeah.
give them something that worked for that trip.
And
And
that
it's,
happened.
the fans stayed a fan.
Yeah,
so which
that's
is,
what is
yeah.
important. I think MO fans, because we've heard people where they're like, where do you want to go? Like, wherever there's MO. It's very simple, there is no question. Because these are people who just love the whole experience of MO, and they are truly fans. And
Yes.
that's what your program is all about.
Exactly.
And I think it may have come from truly fans talking about him, and that's how the program came into the picture.
No, it is one of the
That's-
sort of
that's lovely to
longest
hear.
standing
Yeah.
campaigns. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you
for
so
saying
much.
that.
Thank you.
But thank you all for joining us on our podcast at Luxury Cloud and giving your time in the gloomy winter morning.
No, thank you so much for having
Thank you.
us.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah.
I think this is a wonderful start to a new year.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Looking forward
With our friends,
for
with our
a
partners.
long time association with you, and
Yeah.
helping each other grow.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Happy
So
New
much.
Year
Thank
to
you.
you
Happy
and
New
your,
Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year
clients.
to everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, to everybody.
And
Yes.
do not forget to share, subscribe for more interesting guests and more fun conversations. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, thank you so much. I don't know how it's
Thank
going
you.
to turn out.